Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese.
Hello there, newbies. This is Chinese Pod. We come to you from Shanghai, China. We're bringing you lessons in spoken Mandarin. My name is Ken Carroll.
Hi, I'm Jenny.
Now, the office, I believe, today.
It's a phone conversation between someone outside the office and someone in the office.
Yeah, very basic stuff. This is the type of thing you're likely to hear in the office. Very simple. If you haven't studied Chinese before, this lesson should be accessible to you.
Yeah.
And if you have studied a little bit, well, it should also be accessible because it should provide you with some new language and cultural insights. I think there's some really interesting cultural stuff here.
Exactly.
All right, let's listen to it 3 times, and after that, we'll come back and take it apart.
Dialogue, first time.
喂，李先生在吗？
不在，
他什么时候回来？
下午。
Second time.
喂，李先生在吗？
不在，
他什么时候回来？
下午。
Third time.
喂，李先生在吗？
不在，
他什么时候回来？
下午。
Okay, translations first.
Yeah.
喂，李先生在吗？
Hello, is Mr. Li there?
喂，李先生在吗？
Hello, is Mr. Li there?
喂，李先生在吗？不在，
No, he's not here.
不在，
He's not here.
不在。他什么时候回来？
When will he be back?
他什么时候回来？
When does he come back?
他什么时候回来？下午，
In the afternoon.
下午，
In the afternoon.
下午。Very straightforward, but many cultural messages hidden inside.
I think there are, and there are quite a lot of differences here. I think often when you get sort of formalized discourse forms, then you actually get to see how cultures are quite different. So let's take a look at this. Let's go take it from the top, and we can look at more detail.
Yeah. 喂，李先生在吗
Now, of course, wei, you're saying, hello. That's
？Hello on the
basically-
phone.
That's right. You pick up the phone, you simply say,
喂，喂，
good. Now, Mr. Li.
李先生，李先生
Now, when you're asking the question, is he here? You use the verb.
在，在
Now, 在 means the verb to be present. right?
yes.
And then we have a question mark at the end.
呀，在吗？在吗？
Great. So, hello, is Mr. Li there? Let's hear the whole sentence again, please, Jenny.
喂，李先生在吗？喂，李先生在吗？
Now, that's how you say it. Of course, it doesn't have to be Mr. Li. It could be Mr. anyone. Let's try another name.
喂，陈先生在吗？喂，陈先生在吗？
And so on. Okay. Now, the answer here is, but to my ears, to a Western ears, perhaps slightly direct. The answer was let's hear it.
不在，不在
Now, we had the verb 在 again, meaning present.
present.
And the negative form is
不在，不在
not here. This is the equivalent of saying no. Right?
And that's it.
It's-
The person doesn't volunteer any additional information, just no.
That is one of the interesting things I find about this type of context in China. in a Western office, they'll be like, "Oh yes, well he's not here at the moment. Is there anything I can do? Can I take a message?"
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't get that in China. People are less likely to do that. Why, Jenny? Why is that?
Well, it's very interesting because I think Chinese culture tends to be less private in many matters
Yes.
than the West. But here, it's almost an exception.
Yeah.
In China, we almost never say, "Can I take a message for you?"
Yeah.
We don't have that kind of culture.
It's almost as if I'm prying too much into your business. If I
Yeah.
couldn't take a message, it's as if I'm fishing to know what's going on or
Yes.
something. So it's interesting. So from a Western perspective, you might find this rude. If you say, "Is that person there?" They say, "No." He's like, "Well, help me out here," right? But in China, it's polite to say,
不在.
it's just clear he's not
在.
here. Very, very interesting. Now, of course, you do need to know a little bit more about Li Qiansheng, so you ask the question.
他什么时候回来？他什么时候回来？
Now, there's a lot in this sentence. It's very interesting. Let's take it from the back. Now, the verb at the back was
回来，回来。
回来.
Yeah.
Now, 回来 means to come back.
Yes, two second tones.
2 second tones. Now, the word for time,
时候，时候。
时候 means time.
In the
I
what
guess
sense?
abstract sense.
Yeah, that's true.
I suppose, what time is it now?
yeah.
yeah. And so now, when you want to ask the question in Chinese, you say what time, and the way we say that is
什么时候？什么时候？
什么时候? Now, that's it. That can be a sentence in and of itself. You ask somebody a question, you could just say
什么时候？
Somebody
什么
says,
时候？
I'll be over to see you later. You say,
什么时候？
what time? Yeah. We're going to go out and have dinner tonight.
什么时候？
What time?
Or I just got married. 什么时候？
什么时候? There you go. Now, so this full sentence was 他 as in the pronoun he. Now, if I was to translate it literally, it would be he what time comes back. So let's hear that again.
他什么时候回来？他什么时候回来？
Great. 他什么时候回来? What time will he be back?
And Mr. Lee,
Yes.
李先生 comes back
When?
下午，
下午.
下午
Now, the tones there are
fourth and third.
fourth and third.
下午
Xiao meaning afternoon. Now, notice that all you need to do is just say the noun here. You don't need prepositions or
Nope.
anything else. You don't even need an article. You just say,
下午
literally meaning afternoon. Notice how efficient Chinese is.
I've always been noticing that.
I think you have. Yeah, it really is.
But you don't realize or appreciate that until you learn English.
It's true. I
Or
think.
French.
Or any other language for that matter.
Yes.
Yeah. So the brevity here is useful for a newbie lesson, but note too that there's a cultural aspect to it. It's perfectly okay to say on the phone, somebody asks, is he there? It's perfectly okay to say,
不
okay.
在，
不在.
不在。
Yeah. When will he be back?
他什么时候回来？
Right. And then you can simply answer that by saying,
下午。
下午, in the afternoon. How interesting. Let's listen to that 3 more times, shall we?
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Chinese Pod Trivia. Our first question is, how long will it take you to become an intermediate Chinese speaker using the Chinese Pod app? Is it A, the rest of your life? B, you should already be an intermediate speaker? C, 3 months? Or D, Chinese Pod has an app?
You should already be in.
Ooh, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, 3 months. That's right. Head over to ChinesePod.com now to register for your access to over 4,000 lessons. Get the Chinese Pod app now on Google Play or the App Store.
Dialogue first time.
喂，李先生在吗？
不在，
他什么时候回来？
下午
Second time.
喂，李先生在吗？
不在，
他什么时候回来？
下午
third time.
喂，李先生在吗？
不在，
他什么时候回来？
下午。
I think this lesson points to some of the cultural differences here, the way when we talk, when we
Yeah.
speak up. Because as it happens, there is a phrase in Chinese. We don't really need to go into great detail. Actually, because there is a way for a receptionist to ask.
The equivalent of "Can I help you? Can I
Yeah,
take a message?"
It
Right?
would be something like,
I think in Chinese it's more natural to say 你找他有什么事
yeah, which literally translated is, what do you want to talk to him about? What are you
Yes.
looking to him for? Now, again, culturally, if I heard that, I would be like, what does it have to do with you? So anyway, cultural sensitivity sometimes here, these discourse formats,
Yeah.
particularly formalized formats, they can sometimes be confusing.
or try to achieve the same function.
Exactly.
right?
But we just say it differently. That's it. Languages don't translate, word for word. They really don't. There are phrases, there are things that happen, there are words that appear together. They're just conventions. When you translate literally, sometimes it's kind of funny. But anyway, so go to ChinesePod.com. You can explore these issues in great detail. You cannot really learn the language, I believe, without learning the culture. You
true.
cannot. I mean, to learn these words in Chinese without understanding some of the background that we try to bring to you here, it's kind of learning the what without learning the how. Right? It's learning the words without learning how to actually use them and when to use them. Anyway, go explore. That's where it happens at ChinesePod.com. Look for the patterns, look for the lexical bits, those phrases and pieces of language that fit together.
You know what, Ken?
What?
I realized
What?
makes us special is we have both language and cultural awareness.
Yeah, I hope so.
对吧？
Language awareness is hugely important. So is cultural awareness. That's what we're here for.
好的
Now,
and
well, what we're going to do now, we're going to go off and look for more language and more
Yes.
cultural awareness items so we can bring you that tomorrow.
but we'll be back 回来
回来
tomorrow.
Indeed.
Now it's the time to say
再见。
再见.
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number
0891
So just go to www.chinesepod.com/0891
0891
and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/0891